Everybody get on the bus, I'm about to show you everything the best in Fortnite. I even got the first seat, never mind the back row, that's for the losers. I'm ready to exit first, whenever I want, every time, first. At the end of this video, you guys are gonna be first. Show the absolute best loot route. It doesn't matter if 10 other guys landed there ahead of you. You get in there and you get that loot. Don't even think about looking around for people. If you follow my formula, you will win every time, first. Let me show you how to win every time, unless you die. Best guns, you only got 30 wood, 5 bandages, don't matter, get out there. Stop me if you've heard this one, no glider. Why am I even using one? I saw a video that told me that if I tilted my shoulders, I would not even use a parachute. Shit, I actually had that in my first video. I didn't even draw attention to it because that's not what I do on this channel. I try to show you guys some real things you guys can apply into your gaming. I want you guys to be better. I want you guys to actually finish first. And every time, no. But we're definitely gonna do our best approach. Every time I want you guys to get into this room and be like, yeah, I could probably win. Where the hell is all my loot? Let's see what's behind door number 3. Yeah. Take this down to first. Lean your shoulders. Lean your shoulders. That's all you have to do if you guys want better loot out of the chest. You kind of have to just tilt your shoulders at it a couple times and then it'll just give you better loot. You can see in this video that I forgot to tilt my shoulders. That's why I didn't get better loot. Alright, now check it out. When I'm dancing, I like to lean my shoulders. Lean your shoulders and then they can't hit you. There we go. Oh, you weren't using this? Alright. Thanks, buddy. He bought me a drink. He was just flirting with me. Alright, let's go ahead and cut the music. Let's get serious. We are going to be doing a Fortnite episode, and I think what I wanted to point out is, in this game, it's absolutely flooded on YouTube. And everybody has their own opinions about the best this, the best that. It's like, yeah, man, I know what the best gun is. It's probably going to be some sort of shade of gold. Second best gun, maybe it's purple. Those are pretty common to get, and yeah, there's a best gun. I don't really need you to tell me about it because it's also luck of the draw if I even get it. The only thing important about weapons is knowing what weapon is good for the job and how you're going to use it. In regards to loot routes, what you really want to know is obviously general spawns, but more so just how the structures are. Like that barn, being able to jump through the windows as well as the dividers of each stall, it's just a more efficient way to loot, and it also throws people off your scent instead of opening and closing doors. This is all a lot easier now that you can jump higher. I was saying earlier, if you're not somebody that takes into account how much action is going on there, because that changes depending on what angle the bus comes in, you know, first drop in different places depending on the angle that it's coming in. That may change your plans in regards to what's going to be more highly populated, again, where the bus approaches. So there's a lot of things that change. There's a lot of variables, and if you're not taking those things into account, I think you end up just making poor decisions. That's why I've never been like, this is the absolute best place. The best place is kind of dependent on your situation. And there was a lot of crossfire there, and I didn't even need to do too much myself, but I'm going to be able to reap the benefits. Sometimes it's just better to play smart instead of playing too aggressive. It's so nice to have a lot of resources. Resources in this game, like, it's pretty hard to die if you have good resource management and you're just quick at building. It just blocks bullets. It's so useful. But going back to the point that there is no best, because it has to depend not only on your situation but also your skill level. I'm gonna get into those examples a little bit later, but for now, this little trick I really liked. I saw this from a streamer that you just shoot this out yourself in order to get better visibility. This is the second thing. This is something you see all the time. Streamers, they love using snipers. Why? Because they're really good. But the thing is, especially if you're on console, most people that you see streaming are playing on PC, which means their aim is a little bit better. The patch just went through for the sniper, so I haven't even had a chance to fool around with it. When you start getting into that mid distance, or if somebody's in a bush, if I have a sniper out, like, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to change to my shotgun appropriately and as fast as somebody on PC. So you have to take that into account when you're going to some areas where you may expect some close quarter combat. Maybe you don't want to have that sniper out. If you're really confident, and I'm actually starting to feel a little bit better after hearing about the changes to console, I'm probably going to run with my sniper a little bit more. By the way, I've been tracking this guy for a while. You've probably seen me look left. There's been an engagement. I missed the shots. I'm still expecting him to be there. I'm looking at the circle. At some point, he's going to have to run that way, so I know where the cutoff point is between him and me. I'm putting a lot of focus over there, so I want to look behind me, be like, okay, is there anybody there? It doesn't seem like it. I bought myself some time, and now I want to look at this guy again. Ball's in my court. I got 3 options. I can leave him alone, I can hit him with an AR, but I don't want to do that because if he's competent, he's just going to build a wall after the first shot. It'd be really easy for me to get those shots off, but the only way to guarantee a kill is to get a good shot off with the sniper right now. Come on, buddy. Let's lead this correctly. Oh, you guys are going to love this shot. beauty. Oh, the music's back. Here we go, baby. All right, I've got to get pumped up. Those bullets whizzing by gives me a good idea of what's going on back there. There's another dude with a sniper, and that's not the guy I was shooting at. So now there's two guys I have to watch out for. Let's go for another cutoff. This is a small little decision, but building here is going to save me a whole lot of time if I could build properly. There's a nice thing about building on the edges of the structures instead of starting on the ground. You actually save a little bit of material by building on the side of mountains instead of trying to make a ramp straight up. You can usually end up making yourself nice platforms for you to jump. And by just clearing those gaps, you save yourself a little bit of material. And bushes. I really do not use much bush in my gameplay, but that doesn't mean I don't ever use it. This is, again, a misconception for streamers. Like, they are putting on a show, so you take a lot more risks. Luckily, they're that good that they get away with them. But a lot of times, playing it slow like this is more beneficial. When I tune into streams, there is times when you notice your situation calls for making a fort. They don't like to use it very much because, again, they're trying to keep it action-packed. But in regular gameplay, you do want to use forts and bushes in order to not only just slow your own gameplay down. Make sure to check those bushes on console. We have some aim assist, so we can usually do a pretty good job of checking them. I forgot to lean my shoulders, so my aim assist was not on for the first part of that. 66, I think that was the only shot I laid on him, so he was not bandaged up. That's kind of sad. You can see that I have a very sweet setup. I have a decent amount of wood. I have 2 med packs, which means I really don't need to be aggressive. 200 wood is not as much as I used to think it was. I like to have a little bit more. It can really fly by. I'm doing a little bit of resource management. I'm making a very tiny fort. But the good thing is that I'm on top of a hill, so it doesn't really bother my positioning very much. I'm not at a very high risk. And I've been doing some pretty high quality sniping this game. But in reality, I was starting to think at this point, I'm like, do I really want to shoot that guy? Because there's a guy on top of the hill that has better positioning. And if I leave that guy alone, it's going to apply a little bit more pressure. This is my biggest decision in this game. I'm like, am I going to go left, open up, and shoot the guys he's shooting, or am I going to go and try to infiltrate his base? He's got a really nice position. So if I can capture this, I feel like I've practically secured the game, or at least put myself into the top running. The other guy that I was sniping at originally recognized that too. He tried to make an approach and then he died. How confident am I that there's nobody around me? Quite confident, actually. The guy came from here, so this whole area should be covered unless somebody was super passive and just let them get by him and let him get this positioning. I'm still being pretty cautious, so you can see that I'm not running, and that was mainly for the benefit of this guy. If somebody was on the bottom, I would be at a disadvantage moving this slow if they were hidden somewhere where I did not see them. But I feel pretty good about this. Shotgun time. This guy's surprised. That sucks. You don't even hear somebody coming when you're on your knees like that. Now, I'm like, I need a couple of these things, but I just take the ones that I can grab really quickly, the ones that I know are the highest priority, and then I end up just starting to build the ramps. I didn't bother with the other med pack. I already have 2. And that's just about making decisions. Sometimes it's a split-second decisions that really make a difference. And if you try to take too many advantages, this is something I learned in StarCraft. StarCraft gets me every time. That is the one game where I get an advantage and I try to push it too far. And it ends up breaking me. And I've had this problem in this game as well. My short game with my shotgun gets pretty bad when people start jumping in close distance because I have my sensitivity high off the hip, so I can build faster around myself. But my aim off hip suffers a lot with my shotgun. It's quite fast for me, and I notice that it's weak. It's one of my weak parts of my game. So if I can, I try to get things into assault rifle because that's where I find my aim is the strongest. Now, on that same note, that doesn't mean that if things get close, I'm going to have to use my shotgun because an AR is not going to cut it. I like this decision making here. Now, there's 4 of us, there's 3. Now, I know one guy's there. I heard him firing at another guy on the left. Right now, I just want to put some light pressure on him. If I kill him, okay, but I don't actually want to kill him. This guy in the bush is pretty funny. We'll get back to him. I'm keeping track of him. There was a hit marker over there on the other guy, so he ended up taking some splash damage. But I don't want to pursue that anymore, even though I have a ton of ammo, because I would rather that those 2 guys pressure themselves, and then we just have the guy in the middle. Again, I have great positioning, so I'm not worried. When the circle does actually move in, I'm just going to inch a little bit further up, and then I'm going to build a new fort. At least that was the plan, but when I saw that guy, I am going to take the kill. Now they end up pressuring themselves here in the middle. I'm going to fire a few rockets, and that is the game, guys. Is this anything amazing? No, not really. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the game. And the fact that you don't always have to take these things like written in stone. These are all just kind of suggestions, but you also have to be aware of how you're playing in order to like just be realistic about what things you're going to be able to pull off. I don't think that that should mean that you shouldn't try different things and try to get better, but you also have to be somewhat realistic with your expectations of what you're trying to pull off versus your actual skill at the time. And that's it for me. I'm Paper Cut2U. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to rate it, leave a comment. It really helps my channel grow. Again, thanks to everyone who always sticks around. By the way, we are close to 10,000 subscribers. For the people who have been following the channel, you know what that means. Again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.